Okay, so hi Senator Persaud. I already introduced myself. I am Summer. It's great for you to be here. Can you tell us your full name if you don't mind?
So my name is Roxanne Persaud. I am the senator representing Senate District 19.
Nice.
Yes, right here in school with School District 19 also.
Okay, so you became what made you want to become a senator?
Senator.
Senator.
Become a senator. I was always part of community, and the opportunity came my way for me to become an elected official. And I first went to the New York State Assembly and then on to the New York State Senate. And I've been there now. It's 10 years now.
Well, that's pretty long for 10 years. 10. That's my age.
Oh my gosh, you're telling me I'm old.
No, you're not old. You look young actually. Thank you. So you seem like a hardworking, you're a hardworking senator, right?
Senator, it's a hard word.
Well, hi, Mr. Persaud. My name is Anima, and I would just like to ask you, well, what are some things that you do in your everyday life as your job as senator?
Many of the days we're in Albany, where we're doing legislation, where as part of the legislature, where we're doing things such as right now we're working on the state budget, and how do we come to finalize a budget. Our current budget projection is $252 billion, and I'm the chairperson of the Social Services Committee, where some of the things that come under my committee are like people applying for SNAP benefits, housing vouchers, homelessness payments, and those kinds of things. And so we're trying to figure out how do we fund all of those things. So at this point, those are the things that we're focused on. And as you may know, the media's been telling you, we have not finalized our budget. It was due on April 1st. And so we were supposed to have been away last week and this week having fun time, downtime from Albany. But because there's no budget, we have been in Albany. And so I came back last night, and then I'm going back on Sunday.
Amazing, great offers.
A lot of money goes to education too, and those are the things we're fighting for. Yes.
What do you like most about being a senator?
People, ensuring that you meet them where they are and help them to elevate themselves. Again, as the chair of the Social Services Committee, it's about how do we move people up, give them a helping hand, and then to wean them off of government services. And that's what we want to do. And when you see that someone's life has changed based on the work on the legislation that you've put forward, it's a great thing.
And what's the hardest part of your job?
Dealing with people. Dealing with people. Because no matter what you do, there's someone who's going to say you've not done enough.
So you've said that you've been a senator for around 10 years, which seems like a while. But when you were our age, what did you want to be when you grew up? Not trying to,
So I wanted to be a computer specialist. And so I went to my undergrad. I decided, I was going to be an IT tech. And I started doing that. And then along the way, doing programming and all that, I'm like, it's so boring. And then I realized that I liked higher education administration. And so I was working in a college, and that's where I just stuck it out and became, an administrator in the universities.
So what majors did you have to go to accomplish what you are today?
There is no specific major to become a legislator, because basically I did information systems. I did a speech minor. I did education administration in grad school, and I did computer IT again in grad school. And then here I am, hardly ever using IT. Well, to the extent of what I did, and then the higher education administration comes in handy because running a college and all of that. When you see legislation and you're like, wait a minute, I know this is not going to work. This is not how it works. So there's no special degree that you have to have.
Well, with stronger people like you and amazing leaders, we've been trying to have a relationship with council members and make a stronger connection between council members in our school. And how do you think that together with all that work, how can we make our school a better place?
Well, students, you have to see what is it that you're missing. What is it that you need? When you walk around, you will enter the building every day. You say, "Oh, we should have X. We should have Y," and then you take it to the administrators of the school, and then they bring it to us as elected officials, and we ask them to submit information as to the needs of their school, and we look to see what is it that we can fund. And that's what we do. When I go to school, I'm always encouraging students to make sure that they connect with elected officials. That's how we know what your needs are, and that's how you keep us informed. And and the connection that we have with you is what takes us, makes us do our jobs better. And I'm always encouraging schools to bring their students to where we are in the state legislature. Bring your students to Albany so that they can experience what it is that we're doing, and to come back to the school and talk about the things that you see us doing, and say, oh, our school needs, another podcast lab. How do you fund it? Right? You bring that to the legislator, and then there are parameters as to what can be funded. And then we say, okay, we can fund X, Y, Z. On the state level, when the students or the administrators speak to legislators, they're lifelines for everything. So if we're going to fund this, it may require that the life of this should be 10 years for it to be funded. So people may think that, oh, we can fund everything, but you cannot. There's to fund everything. Like, for example, the floor needs to be fixed, but it's cosmetic. They're just going to say, no, we can't fund that. But the roof needs to be replaced. You can fund, you can apply for funding for that. So everything that's requested has, parameters. So always connect with your elected officials.
As we were talking about, our student government has been working really hard to raise money through our school store to help our school get things we need. Like, we would really like to get some new drapes for our auditorium before graduation this year, but we're not sure if we'll be able to raise enough funds by then. Would you like to hear about some of the other things we would love to purchase for our school?
Absolutely, and I encourage you to make sure that your principal has the list of everything that you're asking for, because we ask the principals to submit the grant proposals, and then it's evaluated, and then we also speak with the Department of Education and say, X school needs this. Could you tell us the cost? And can it be funded? Right now we have a number of schools projects that we're working with the Department of Education on. From renovating auditoriums, renovating gyms, renovating bathrooms. So you give a list of it. So go ahead, you can tell us some of the things.
So, like, adding on to him, like, those hydroponic plants?
Mm-hmm.
So we used to have one, I'm pretty sure near the main office. I'm pretty sure there's one in the kindergarten class downstairs too. We were all wondering if we can have one on each floor so that each child could experience like a hydroponic plants.
They were watering gardens.
Okay.
So the children would grow the produce, and then we would eat it within the class. They would make salads and stuff, so we made it into a whole program. We brought it in through the kindergarten classrooms, and then we got one for the main office. We wanted to add more to the school. That was one of the things that we were going to use our fundraising money for.
Okay, because I know there's an organization that comes in to do the schools to do the hydroponic labs and the rain gardens. So you can send out the information, and then we will review it.
Right. Okay.
Thank you. And also going back to what Tyler said in student government about the book vending machine, that also, because we could see how in the future that can lead to children thinking that it's more fun and a funner way to make me want to learn more and act better as in class, but not only in class, but in the outer world.
So I was in another school not too long ago, and it was amazing to see all the kids all lined up with their tokens to get the.
They had it.
Yes.
Yeah, we've wanted one for quite some time now.
I think the school had two vending machines, and all the kids lined up to get their books, and the excitement. It was like, wow.
Yes, and I know you had a chance to see the library this morning, the brand new library
Right.
media center that
The
we
media-
had.
yeah.
Right, so we wanted to add one of those in there because the kids love that room. Students love it. They love being in there. So again, as student government, that was something we had thought that we could possibly try to raise money for. Then we saw that they were very expensive.
So those are the things you could put on your list of things that you were looking for funding for, and then we have to find out if it's part of the things that can be funded. And this particular school also, they had it in the lobby of the school building.
Yes.
So, you know, when the kids came in, it was adjacent to near the security area. And so, you know,
Yes,
the kids
they're
were
awesome.
there and yeah.
Ideally, we would love to. You know, one for the library, one for the main office, like you had said. So that's definitely what we're working on.
And then you work on, you know, always having it well stocked and a variety of books, not, you know, making
Yes.
sure that you poll the students as the kinds of books that they would like to see, and that's how you stock them.
Yes. We did that actually for our library when we started the renovation. We sent out, you know, ideas to the students. What kind of books are you interested in? Because we were purchasing all new books. So we wanted to start with something that they were really interested in. So we're making our way there. We're getting books, you know, each year we get more and more.
Would you be able to point us in the right direction to make these things happen for our school and the community?
Sure. As student government, you put your list together. It's a wish list. You always call it your wish list. And you give it to your principal and say, these are the things that we as student government see that we need in the school. And then you ask the principal to submit it to the elected officials for funding. And then again, it's evaluated and then it's determined what can be funded.
Would you have any advice for students who want to become, like, helping with the Department of Education, like a senator or something?
You know, what you're doing as part of student government is how you start. And make sure you're participating in the community. As student government, you know, you have your campaign about litter. Make sure, do a project that takes you outside of the building to do a cleanup, right? Go down the block. There's a senior center not far from here. Student government, go and speak with the seniors and ask them what are some of the issues that they think should be addressed in the community. And you start sharing it. You can be their voice also. You're the voice for your school, but you can be the voice for the community. So when they tell you the issues, you relay these issues to the elected officials, who in turn will respond to you. And then you share that information. You put it on your podcast, you put it on your website, saying, you know, these are the issues that the community has brought to our attention. And these are the responses we receive from the elected officials, and these are the things that are being done. You walk outside, you see, like we were coming in, there's a huge tow operation with illegally parked cars. Right now it's happening out there. You see these things. You see cars that don't move for the sanitation to clean the streets. Make those complaints. You know, you're not too young to make a complaint. That's how you start becoming involved in your community. I mean, anything that you see needs to be fixed. You become the voice.
Those are great ideas. I think we're going to work on that, making a trip to the senior center.
Yeah.
You have 3 of them close by.
Yep.
4.
I love that idea. We're going to work on that.
Actually, you can walk to the one that's right
Yeah,
down here.
even
to
easier.
here. Yeah. You can walk to the one to Vandalia, and then you can walk to the one to the, well, that's a little, well, yeah, you can walk in Pennsylvania and right there, Pennsylvania and Flatlands.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. The weather's getting nicer.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen.
And you speak to them. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. We are so excited to have the opportunity to work with you, and we are so thankful for all that you do.
Thank you for having me, and I really admire everything that you guys are doing. Keep up the great work, but remember, keep in contact with us as elected officials, because your voice is what we listen to, and we respond to the needs that you're bringing to our attention. We are not always in the same spaces as you're in, and so we do not know on a daily basis some of the challenges that you face. So we encourage you to bring it to our attention, and we will try our best to make sure we address it and make sure the outcome is the right outcome for you. So again, thank you all for what you've been doing, stepping up and becoming part of student government, because your voice is the voice of all of the students of the school. Thank you.
Thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. Thanks.